Hello. Okay, so today's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna try to talk this whole story in an English accent. Might take various forms, but we'll give it a shot. So my story today is gonna be how to get your wife or your significant other to like the sports you like. So this is based on a true story, and I will tell you this. So one day I was in bed. It was a Sunday morning, and it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5ish maybe. And my wife rolls over and she says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm watching English football." She says, "English football?" I said, "Yeah, I'm watching English football." And she just rolls over and goes back to sleep. So, I watch a couple games, a few, and then go back into the living room, getting ready for the Manchester derby. And that's basically Manchester United versus Manchester City, and it's a big game in my eyes. So she finally crawls out of bed and comes in the living room, and she's like, "Did you make me some coffee?" I said, "No, I got you a cup of tea though." She's like, she looks at me and she gives me this stare, and I'm thinking to myself, bloody hell. So eventually she comes back, sits on the couch with her cup of joe, and she's like, "What are you watching?" I said, "I'm watching the Manchester derby." She goes, What is that? Like, what is that?" And I said, "Well, it's Manchester United versus Manchester City." She goes, "Well, why is it called the derby?" I said, "Because they're both from Manchester." She's like, "Oh." But anyways, so we're sitting there watching the game, and I'm like, "Hey, you see that guy right there?" And she's like, "Who's that?" I said, "Oh, that's Otamendi. He's the Manchester City defender." And she goes, "Oh, he's hot." I said, "Oh, he's not. Plays for Manchester City. How can you say that he's hot?" And then a few minutes later, she sees Aguero, and she goes, "Who's that guy?" And I said, "Oh, that's Aguero. He's the striker for Manchester City." She goes, "Oh, he's hot." So she just continues watching the whole time. The whole game she's watching. So I guess to get your significant other or your wife to watch the sports you want, you need to show them the hot guys. Like the other day, we were watching a Laker game, and they were playing the Cavaliers. And she's like, "Who's that guy? Who's number 0?" I said, "Oh, that's Kevin Love." Oh my gosh, he's hot. I said, "Okay." And then a couple weeks later, we were watching the 49ers play, and I pointed out Jimmy G, and she's like, "Who's that?" I said, "Oh, that's Jimmy G. He's the quarterback for the 49ers. And she's like, "Oh man, he's hot." So little do you know, a few weeks later, I find out that my wife's following Otamendi. She's following Kevin Love. She's following Aguero. And not only that, she's following Sergio Ramos on Instagram. Like, really? Who does that? But that's the trick. And not only that, she wants me to get my own Manchester United scarf right here. Because my wife stays loyal to my team, so she'll support my team. But anywho, the moral of the story is, if you want your wife or significant other to watch the sports games you like or the sports teams you like, you gotta point out the hot guys. That's the trick right there. It's bottom down line trick, and I recommend that to everybody. Just point out the hot guys, and not only will they be watching your sports every Saturday or Sunday, but they will be following them on Instagram. Hands down. But anyways, support the pink. Don't be scared. And it's another Friday with a fresh drizzy. Anyways, enjoy your lovely Friday.